It's a good conspiracy theory.
I have all of the conspiracy theories.
What's going on, YouTube? I'm Scotch.
And I'm Sniff.
And we
are ScotchNSniff.
ScotchNSniff.
That was a little over the top. I got really nervous because your inflection went so high.
Yeah.
For the what's going on, YouTube? And I was like, why are we going up? Is everything a question?
I hate people who talk like that.
You know
like
people
what?
who literally talk like that? No.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh. That's different. Anyways, it's time to get the episode started because that's what we do here. Start episodes.
Let's get this started. Let's get this started.
This is a really weird topic. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. We do a whole lot of transparency, right? And so we are
almost clear, like ghosts.
like, yes, if ghosts were clear, but Casper's the white. Anyways,
Transparency. I didn't say transparent.
you would be able to see them if they were.
Like 20% transparency.
Oh, we're doing the we're doing the slide presentations again. I see. So
28%.
Oh my gosh, we're never gonna get the video started. Tennessee whiskey. Look. So again, I wanted to disclose everything. One of the most #1 searched things on Google, and I don't know why. And we're literally doing this because I looked into Google's analytics because I was curious about what people.
It's not for the song?
Tennessee whiskey?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's not for the song.
It's a beautiful song, by the way.
But it's doing both, right? That song is doing the Lord's work of bringing people to also Tennessee whiskey, which is weird because it's getting 100,000 to 1 million searches a month, which is wild. Anyways, so we're going to talk to you about Tennessee whiskey, not the song. So if you got here from Google for the song, just watch the whole entire video. Don't abandon
enjoy it.
We don't want you to abandon the video.
Well, I was going to say we'll put the song in there, but we're not going to.
We can't do that. There's going to be copyright laws, and we don't want this video to get struck down. Not that we monetize anyways, but we don't want to like mute the audio.
Yeah.
So anyways, we're going to talk about actual Tennessee whiskey. I have never even heard this song.
It's nice. You need to hear it.
It's that good?
Well, it's not that good. It's a nice song. It's country, too. And like, you know me and country.
Does it have a good story? A lot of pop country now is pretty trash.
No, it's not pop country. Actually, I'll have to listen to it again before I tell you to listen to it.
So let's talk about Tennessee whiskeys. I grabbed 3 of them. If you guys didn't know.
It's a love story. It is nice.
Gross. If you look on the internet, there's a thing called the Tennessee Whiskey Trail, maybe .com, I can't remember. Just Google it. but there's like they now have a Tennessee Whiskey Trail. And I went to look online because I was like, how many people are making whiskey in Tennessee? Because I only know of 3. But there are many people making whiskey in Tennessee.
There are many.
And I say many, but it's only like 15 on their website for the Tennessee Whiskey Trail. Plus all the people illegally moonshining in the background. Anyways, I just brought out 3 whiskeys that we know, have tried, and have talked about a little bit before. So, what's the difference between Tennessee whiskey and regular whiskey? Nothing.
That's made in Tennessee?
This actually, I know this is going to anger some of you, fits the same requirements as bourbon, and then they charcoal filter it.
I think that's the thing, because it adds that wood sour note.
But this is the only one that does it. Well, they take maple. Actually, it's a really cool process. You should Google it and watch it online because Jack Daniels has a really cool video of where they actually make the charcoal.
I've seen it.
In-house. It's really cool watching the maple collapse on itself. So they do the charcoal finishing here. There's no charcoal finishing here. There's no charcoal finishing here. So here we are. It's just like regular whiskey, though. I don't know why it's got to be called Tennessee whiskey.
Probably because they wanted to make a Tennessee, like the government probably wanted to have a Tennessee bourbon trail to bring more tourism.
That's probably it. That's probably the thing. Speaking of conspiracy theories. So we're just going to talk to you about these three that we know very well. So would you like to start here, sir?
Nelson's Briar. They're 2 brothers, right?
Yep, Andy and Charles. They have the same names as their great-grandfathers. They were also in Andy and Charles. Should have never had a conversation with them. Anyways, they're really cool guys. They started a distillery to revive their family's legacy because I want to say that they were one of like the 5th approved distillery in America ever.
I didn't know that.
And so they brought it all back.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's why, because they wanted to do, were they the 7th? I think it was a 7th because they wanted to do a number 7. And it was the same as Jack Daniels. No, I think it was a 5. And then they wanted to do a number 5. And then people were like, no, that's too confusing with number 7. There was like a lawsuit and all this stuff.
That makes sense.
Anyways, they wanted to revive their legacy in their family, and they did. Nelson's Greenbrier Distillery. They started making, you got Belmead here. They
make a couple of their parents' home.
Wow, I don't think we should probably say that out loud.
I think it's on their website.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, because
if not,
I know we talked about it, but
basically
Their parents helped them out by fronting some money so they could get the distillery started. I'll leave it at that.
hopes and dreams.
And then once they got the distillery started, they started making whiskey. So for me personally, the first one I had from them was the sherry cask finish.
That was your first one?
Yes.
You didn't have the bourbon?
No. And I was blown away by it. And what's really weird is I love the sherry, the Madeira, the cognac, and I don't like the regular.
I mean, it's kind of, I'm not going to knock it.
It's just different.
And even it's just run of the mill. It's not bad.
Yeah,
it's just
I
not.
just don't like it. Their cask finishes are incredible though.
Amazing.
They pick fantastic casks.
The sherry 9-year was delicious. The cognac had like great notes of cognac, actual rancio.
As opposed to no rancio.
Yeah, the Madeira was funky.
Madeira is super good.
No, it was good, but it was just like, ooh, it's funky.
Oh, just like, ooh.
Yeah.
Ew. Sorry, I think of Bob's Burgers and I think of his wife. Ew. All right, anyways, so that's Nelson's Greenbrier, aka Belle Meade, which you probably see on the shelf. If you get a chance to get at least a sherry, the cognac, and the Madeira,
You won't
give it
be
a try.
disappointed,
Like, they're usually priced high. I think the last cognac I bought was $80, which is crazy high for a $7.50 of bourbon, especially if it's been just finished. But it's actually really good. And they dropped the 9-year designation, although it's still 9 years old. They dropped the 9-year designation because of some TTB laws about putting age statements on cask finished bourbons. So yeah, at least that's what they told me. I talked to them about it because I was curious when I bought a new bottle. So that's what's up. Do we want to go around?
Sure. Go to Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels, single barrel. A lot of people knock Jack Daniels because of number 7, and 27 wasn't that great.
But their single barrel series is ridiculous.
Yes.
When it comes to bringing on Christmas spices, sweetness.
I forget you don't know about the hype train sometimes. The
Oh.
Jack Daniels single barrel rye is going for $2 to $2.50 on the secondary. It's a special edition. It's exactly the same as this, but rye. And like people are going nuts.
You lose. Generally, we bring the value plays to you. You lose the value if the price skyrockets.
Yeah.
What's the point?
This is awesome at 65 because it's barrel proof.
Awesome.
Super good.
And used to, I guess not now, sit on the shelves. Nobody would pick it up because it's just Jack Daniels.
These they still do. It's just that specific rye. People have lost it.
Whatever.
I tried it. It was okay.
I mean,
It wasn't.
it wasn't $200 or $250.
No, it was not $200 okay. It was barely $100 okay. So yeah. So Jack Daniels, you guys already know. We already talked about their maple process. Most of you guys already know about Jack Daniels, so we don't really have to tell you. But if you are still sipping on number 7 or 27, thinking that's great, once you try the single barrel, you'll never go back. It's fantastic.
For a little bit more money, it's definitely worth it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it still keeps the character of the normal Jack Daniels, just intensifies
Just makes it better and gets rid of whatever the weird funk is in number 7. So if you're looking to make that transition from, oh, I like Jack Daniels, but I don't know what to buy that's a little more expensive, boom, done it.
Yeah.
Beginner friendly, super tasty, every bottle, I've bought a bunch of them. They all taste the same.
I would think
which
that
is
they're
good. The consistency
probably
is super
like
good.
right above each other, the Jack Daniels, and then you hence the
on the
top
store.
shelf type thing.
Most of the number 7s are like big old handles down at the bottom. Are you looking for a handle of Jack Daniels? I got you. This is for flavor. Jack Daniels number 7 is for college kids. All right, moving on to the last one we have here, Tennessee whiskey. In case you guys have not heard of it or know of it, should we tell the Uncle Nearest story?
Sure.
Do you know it?
I don't know it.
Oh, you seriously don't?
I don't.
In case anybody doesn't know, honest to goodness, I don't know how much of it is marketing, but the pictures kind of back it up. But there's also Photoshop nowadays. I don't know. I think the story is true, so I'm going to go with it. So I'm going to tell you what I was told by their marketing team, because that's all I know. So Jack Daniels actually didn't learn to distill from like his family or his parents. Jack Daniels learned to distill from a black slave, whose name he was known as Uncle Nearest. Nearest Green, I think was his actual name, but they called him Uncle Nearest. If you look at a bunch of Jack Daniels photos, he's actually he's the one dark spot in a lot of the photos. You're like, that's weird. What's that guy doing there? And I think it's weird to me that they started talking about it, and then historians were like, yeah, we have these pictures. How come nobody wanted to like talk about these? He's been there the whole time, or he's been photoshopped in all these pictures. I'm joking. He's been there the whole time. They just photoshopped tan, turn in the darkness. All right, but like he's been there the whole time, but he taught Jack Daniels how to distill, and so to kind
What a piece of the story that has never been
said. Told, because just people don't talk about it, right? Because whenever you look at history, you should look through the lens of context. It was different times, different people. Nobody who was making great whiskey could tell somebody else, hey, a black guy taught me to do this, people would be like, what are you talking about, bro? Like if you go back in time 200, 300 years, people would be like, no, that's not a thing. But today, now we can talk about normal things like regular people. We've got, you know, this cool piece of history. So that Jack Daniels decided to revive this, and now we've got Uncle Nearest as a brand. Who's this 11-year-old single barrel whiskey is baller.
It made me like it more.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It didn't change the flavor of the whiskey.
It did in my mind.
Just the story was good?
Yeah. That's a good story.
We should talk about whiskey stories because sometimes it really does color your view on a whiskey.
Or with the brothers. Like we met these guys.
Meeting them didn't, for me, change the flavors, though. I
Not
still
for the
don't like their
bourbon.
regular single barrel bourbon. I love all of their cast finishes.
I think it's more just like the characteristic. You see that like, oh, these guys are cool characters.
They're just regular dudes. Like
I can see why they're just taking this and kind of like playing with it. They're more playful.
Yeah, if you ever get a chance to meet Charlie and Andy Nelson, they are super cool dudes. Andy's much more quiet, introverted. Charlie is definitely more of the face.
Kind of like you and me.
Yeah, it's a lot like us. Except on YouTube, we have to both be very animated and excited. And then some of us crawl back in our holes. And you've got to... Yeah, you can tell who the extroverted one is. Anyways,
Definitely.
so what? So this is what you get. So that's what we have to say about Tennessee whiskey. There are other brands obviously out there like Old Smoky and other things. But these are three that we really, really enjoy from Tennessee that you'll enjoy too if you go buy a bottle of.
Yeah.
So that's what's up.
Yeah. Lesson learned, there is no difference between Tennessee and Kentucky.
No, the lesson learned is that there's a song called Tennessee Whiskey, and I had no idea why the numbers were rising off the charts on Google.
That makes sense. Because they probably get millions of views on those like Vivo videos and YouTube videos.
Probably. So yeah, so if you're looking for Tennessee Whiskey, thanks for staying for the whole video. If you're looking for the song Tennessee Whiskey, thanks for staying for the whole video, but we also don't have that song.
Yeah.
But to keep you on YouTube, just go up to the search bar, type in Tennessee Whiskey, it'll take you right there. You know what? You know what'd be fun? Is if I because I always put a link like right here. It'd be fun if I put a link to that stupid Tennessee Whiskey
song?
video. Yes.
Why not? That would probably bring people from there to here as well.
All right, future me who's editing the cards on the end screen, put the video there. That's so silly.
Why not?
I hope so.
We need more
I don't ever know
viewership
where it is.
anyways.
Usually it cuts off our faces and stuff. Yeah.
Oh.
I always put the card in the worst place. I always keep telling myself we need to change what we're doing so we can do the, but it's whatever.
We need to take more pictures too.
Probably.